Hey guys, Brian here from Solid Woodworks. So this was the most recent project. It's a Ford Econoline van with a little bubble fiberglass pop top there. Customers brought this to me and they wanted to make it into kind of a little camper mobile that they can eventually take on some trips, you know, with their kids and stuff. So they wanted a pretty simple setup, but we did quite a bit. To start with, the whole van was just empty inside. The floor is pretty rotted and nasty, so we took that out, patched up some of the little holes and fixed a little bit of the rust, and then started paneling the walls. And they wanted to go with carpet on the walls. It's a pretty clean look and nothing that you really have to get too crazy with, easy to clean. You don't have to worry about anything scuffing it with the kids and stuff. One of their things they wanted was a nice solid floor to eventually put down some vinyl flooring. So took out the seat, cut around the little seat latches down here, screwed down the floor nice and sturdy, cut around all the little trim on the base, and then next had to frame out the windows, as you can see, because they wanted to keep most of their windows open. There were a couple of little tiny windows back here that they weren't too worried about just paneling over, which is pretty nice, I think. Makes it look pretty clean in here. The next project was that they called me and they're like, hey, we want these bench seats. You think you can throw those in? So with a little bit of extra work, we were able to get these bench seats in here. That adds like tons of storage under here. I boxed out around the wheel wells just so nothing falls in there and looks a little cleaner. Also added a little rail right here so that an extra piece of wood will slide in here for when you want to make it into a full bed. They already had some cushions previously that they might use to fit in here to make it a little comfier for when they just take the van for the day. As well as this extra seat here for their kids, they wanted to have a battery in here so that you could power a couple little things. So we threw a 100 amp hour Renogy battery in here, as well as a shore power plug. So the shore power plug is on the outside of the van. I'll show you that in a second. And you can plug into that to then plug a charger in here or some other kind of 110 device, whether you wanted to be camping and you're near like a plug at a friend's house or at a campground or something. The battery powers this Max Air roof fan vent that I installed. These are great because when you have the van stop for long periods of time, you can kind of just throw that on for a couple hours, cool the van down. It has an auto temp set on it so that at 78 degrees, it'll just automatically turn on. You can turn that feature off if you want as well. And lastly, we added a little DC panel here. So the switch turns off the fan. We have a voltmeter so he can check the status of the battery and charge it up before a trip. A couple little USBs and a cigarette plug in case they have the kids back here, need to plug in their little iPads or a little movie device or anything. Around the windows, I just finished it off with this little bit of pine trim just to cover the carpet where it came together, and it kind of breaks it up a little bit with not having too much carpeting on the walls. So all in all, a pretty good project. Customers seem really stoked, and I hope they have fun in their new little camper van. Thanks for watching. In the description below will be a link to some of the materials used in the video. Also look down there to see a little discount I have with the company I work with, Renogy. And to contact me, please email me at solidwoodworks@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.